Hi everyone, so welcome to another topic under exponential and logarithmic functions. So this time we're going to discuss inverse function. So paano ba ito? Actually, we will follow a certain step para at least malaman natin paano ba mag-inverse. So, I'll give an example. So this one, f of x, okay, equals 7x minus 3. So, kailangan, pagdating sa inverse function, so ito yung ating um, function notation, i-inverse natin, babalik rin natin. So, paano natin siya gagawin? So, first step is, we replace this f of x with y. So, first step, replace this with y equals 7x minus 3. Alright? And then, the second step is we interchange the x and y. So, magiging x equals 7y minus 3. So, second step. Okay. Then, third step is we solve for y. That's the third step. So, paano ba tayo magsasolve ng y? So, i-transpose natin sa kabila para maiwan lang dito yung variable na y. So, what we do is we add 3 on both sides. So, mawawala dito and then matitira dito ay x plus 3 equals 7y. And then, we also remove the coefficient ni y. So, over 7 over 7. Then, you have your y equals x plus 3 over 7. Then, after that, the last step that we need to do is to replace the y with the inverse. Okay, so f. So, i-replace na natin itong y. Magiging f inverse of x equals x plus 3 over 7. So, eto ngayon yung kabaligtaran nito. Alright? So, kapag tayo ay gagawa ng, or if we look for the domain and range, so, uunahin muna natin dito kay f of x. And then, babaliktarin lang natin dito kay f inverse of x. So, paano natin gagawin yan? So, since we already have the inverse, so, isusulat ko lang dito para at least, ayan. So, kabaliktaran siya ni f of x. Okay. So, ganyan nyo siya isusulat. So, f inverse of x equals x plus 3 over 7 or x over 7 plus 3 over 7. So, ayan. Sulat na natin. So, gagamit tayo ng table values. So, we have here x. So, unahin muna natin dito, f of x. Okay. And then, our input. So, dito, pwedeng input natin, mag-start tayo ng negative 1. Okay. So, 7 times negative 1 minus 3. So, negative 7, negative 3, negative 10. Kung 0 naman to, 0, negative 3. Kung 1, 7 times, 7 minus negative 3, that's 4. So on and so forth. Okay? So, ang magiging graph natin dyan ay ganito. Okay. So, dito si 1, 2, 3. Dito naman si negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Dito naman si negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8, negative 10. So, approximately na lang natin para magkasya. So, negative 1, negative 10. So, dito siya. Negative 1, negative 10. Ayan, dyan siya. Okay? And then, 0, negative 3. So, 0, negative 3, nandito yan. And then, 1, 4. So, 2, 4 dito. So, ang itsura ng graph mo ay, so, i-plot natin. So, pag ganyan. So, kung ang domain mo, okay, so, domain tayo. Sa domain natin, looking at the x-axis, pansin niyo, di ba, madadaanan niya yung negative. Negative dito, positive naman dito. So, in short, from negative infinity to positive infinity ang kanyang um, number set or order set. And the range naman natin ay looking at the y-axis, ganun din, dadaanan niya from, dadaanan niya si negative, dadaanan niya si positive. So, walang restriction. So, negative to positive infinity. Now, paano naman ma'am pagdating dito? Dito, kahit hindi mo na, pwede mo rin naman itry yung sa pwede mo na rin naman itry dun sa table value niya. Pero para ma-identify yung domain at saka yung range, babaliktarin mo lang. Okay, kasi nga inverse. So, babaliktarin mo lang siya. So, yung range ni f of x, magiging domain ni f inverse of x. So, magiging negative infinity to positive infinity. At ang range niya ay yung domain ni f of x. So, ang range ni f inverse of x ay, ganun din, negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay. Pwede nyo rin naman isolve ito using the x values para ma-identify nyo. Pero ganun pa rin. Dadaanan pa rin niya yung negative, wala siyang restriction. Okay? Kasi naman, ang value man natin ng x ay nasa numerator. Alright? So, let's have another example. So, ang example naman natin, paano kung what we need to inverse ay isang radical? Okay, so say for example ay f of x equals square root of x minus 1. So again, ang first step natin ay 2. So, i-inverse natin to para makita natin kung ano yung inverse niya. Step number 1 is, again, replace the f of x with y. So, replace natin to. Magiging y equals square root of x minus 1. And then, we interchange si x at saka si y. So, dito mapupunta si y. Magiging x square root of y equals, y minus 1. Okay. Now, after we already have this, kailangan naman natin na i-solve yung ang y. So, paano mas-solve yan? Ang gagawin natin ay, syempre, kailangan i-eliminate natin itong radical. Paano ma-eliminate? Then, what we do is, we squared both sides. Okay, so square to at square ito. So, para ma-eliminate si square root. So, magiging x squared equals, so mawawala na si square root, y minus 1. Then, we add 1 on both sides. So, magiging y equals x squared plus 1. Okay. And then, after that, we replace the y with f inverse of x equals x squared plus 1. So, ang inverse ni f of x equals square root of x minus 1 ay f inverse of x equals x squared plus 1. So, sulat na yan. So, let's try. Okay, so once na sulat na, so let's try now to identify yung ating domain at range. So, paano yon? So, first is looking at the f of x equals square root of x minus 1. May restriction ba si domain? Okay. So, alam natin kasi pagdating sa radical, 'di ba, dapat hindi siya mag-negative. Alright? Kasi pag nag-negative 'yan, hindi na siya real number. Ang ating domain ay all real numbers. So, in that case, maglalagay tayo ngayon ng restriction. Okay. So, our restriction would be x, okay, or the input, hindi dapat siya mag-0 kasi negative 1 siya. Pag nag-0 dito, so hindi siya dapat negative 1, di ba? So, dapat greater than negative siya. So, dapat positive. Pero hindi rin siya dapat mag-0 kasi once mag-0 ka, negative 1 pa rin ang sagot mo dito. So, in short, dapat ang iyong input na ilalagay dito ay any real number na mas malaki pa, okay, equal or greater than or equal to 1. Okay. So, pwede kasi mag-1 to 0, so square root of 0 ay 0 pa rin naman. Pero never siya dapat mas bumaba pa sa 1. Kasi yung mga point something, di ba, yung mga decimal point, ganun pa rin, magne-negative pa rin siya. So, mas maganda na dapat either equal or greater than 1 yung magiging input mo. So, meron na tayong restriction. So, in that case, yung ating table values, ayan, so f of x, okay? So, ito dapat equal to 1, okay, or greater, pataas. So, pataas tayo. So, 1, magiging 0, okay? And then, kung maglalagay pa tayo naman dyan ng 2, so, 2 minus 1 is 1. Square root of 1 ay 1 pa rin naman. Then, we put here 5, say. So, minus 2, 4. So, 2. Magiging 2 siya. So on and so forth. So, pag titignan mo yung graph niyan, kung gagawa tayo ng graph, ganito magiging itsura niyan. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 1, 2, 3. So, ang magiging itsura niyan ay, so, so 1 to 0, okay, and then 2, 1, okay, and then 5, 2. So, pag ganon. Pa-positive lang. Okay, so kung dahil pa-positive lang siya, anong ano natin? Anong magiging domain natin? So, ang domain natin ay, okay, so tignan natin yung ating x-axis. Excuse me. So, ang magiging domain dyan ay, so include natin, so 1, so sa x-axis, di ba, 1, okay, 2, positive infinity. Okay, so naka-open siya kasi nga positive infinity. So, bracket dito kasi nga include natin si 1 dahil naka-equal naman siya. So, include natin si 1 pataas, pa-positive. Okay? Ang range naman niya, okay, so let's look at the y-axis. Okay? So, sa y-axis naman yan, magiging, magiging range mo dyan ay 0 kasi nandito siya, okay? So, 0, okay, to positive infinity. So, yan ang iyong magiging domain at range for this kind of equation. Pero, paano kapag inverse? So, again, tulad kanina, binaliktad lang natin. So, kung ano yung domain ni f of x, siya magiging range ni f inverse of x. At saka yung range naman ni f of x, siya naman na magiging domain ni f inverse of x. So, pagdating dyan, ang domain ni inverse f inverse of x ay bracket 0 to infinity at ang range ay baliktad, yan, 1 to infinity. So, I hope that you learn how to do the steps in inversing functions and also how to evaluate and look for the domain and range. So thank you and hope to see you in another video lecture.